Well, God bless you. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We love you, and we know God has great things in store. And if you're ever in our area, please stop by and be a part of one of our services. I promise you, we'll make you feel right at home. But thanks so much for tuning in, and thank you again for coming out. I want to talk to you today about how God will cause you to remain. The word remain means to be fixed, immovable, not affected by circumstances. In life, we all have ups and downs. There are seasons that are more difficult than others. Seasons of testing, trials, temptation, where our character is being developed. We're proving to God what we're made of. You may be dealing with a boss that's hard to get along with, raising a difficult child, or perhaps just when you thought you would get ahead, you had an unexpected crisis, and now you had to start all over. It's like you took 2 steps forward and then 3 steps backwards. If we're not careful, we'll think that all of life is going to be this way, up and then down, like a roller coaster. Everything may be fine now, but don't get your hopes up. It's not going to last. Something else is going to go wrong. No, God wants to bring us to a place of stability where we cannot be moved. Jesus said in John 15, I am the vine, you are the branches. If you abide in me, you will bear much fruit, and your fruit will remain. God is saying, if you'll just keep abiding in me, keep being your best, keep being faithful, giving, loving, serving, then you will come to a place where life is not all ups and downs, 1 good break and 2 bad breaks. No, God will cause you to remain. In other words, God won't let you go backwards. He won't let you be defeated. The attacks may come, but God has you fixed. You are stable. You are established. At one time, you would have gone in reverse. But because you've been faithful year after year, you had a setback, but you didn't get discouraged. People were talking about you, but you stayed on the high road. Your plans didn't work out, but you gave God praise anyway. Because you passed this test, it's like you hit this tipping point where God says, all right, you've done your part. You've abided in me. Now I'm going to do my part. I'm going to set you on high. I'm going to take you out of the enemy's reach. I'm going to hide you under my wings. I'm going to make you immovable, unshakable, untouchable. And yes, the enemy may do his best, but his best will never be enough. God has the final say. And when God says, I want you to remain, all the forces of darkness cannot bring you down. No sickness, no person, no bad break, no injustice, no company will be able to take you backwards. You've come into this new season where the creator of the universe says, no more roller coaster rides for you. No more 2 steps forward and 3 steps backwards. I'm establishing you. I'm setting you on high. I'm going to cause you to remain. This is what happened to Joseph. As a young man, he was wearing the coat of many colors. He had God's favor. He was up. Then his jealous brothers threw him into a pit. He went down. He was sold into slavery and went to work for a man named Potiphar. He came back up. Potiphar's wife lied about him and had him put in prison. He went back down. He was good to the people in prison. Pharaoh put him in charge over all of Egypt. He came back up again. Year after year, it was up and down. Good break, bad break. Promotion, setback. But Joseph understood this principle. The whole time, he just kept abiding. He didn't get bitter. He didn't start saying, God, why is this happening to me? He just kept passing the test. And one day, he hit that tipping point where God said, all right, Joseph, you've done your part. You've proven that you're going to be faithful. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to cause you to remain. And we talk a lot about the ups and downs that Joseph went through, how he kept a good attitude during tough times, and that's important. But what I want us to see today is Joseph came to a place where he never went back down again. God established him. God set him on high. The same God that brought you up can keep you up. Don't get set in your thinking that life's going to be all ups and downs, 1 good break and 1 bad break. No, keep abiding. Keep being faithful. And you too are going to come to that place where God not only lifts you up, but God's going to keep you up. Think about Job. He went through a lot of heartache and turmoil. He had setbacks in his health. in his finances, in his family. He practically lost everything. Job's the poster child for a difficult, unfair life. You hear people talking about poor old Job. But what we don't always realize is that that difficulty didn't spread out over Job's entire lifetime. Didn't last year after year. Most experts agree that that trouble lasted for a period of 9 months, less than a year. And when it was over, and Job came out with twice what he had before, you never read about Job going through major heartache and trouble like that again. Here's the key. In the difficulty, Job didn't get bitter. He didn't start complaining. He just kept abiding. He stayed in faith. And one day, God said, all right, Job, you passed the test. I let the enemy do his best, but you've proven that you will be faithful. Now, I'm going to take you out of the enemy's reach. That kind of heartache and pain is over. I'm going to set you in a place where you remain, where you cannot be touched. You too may have had a lot of ups and downs in life, struggles in finances, difficulties in a relationship. Maybe you battled with depression. These difficulties have lasted year after year. And you're thinking, is it ever going to get easier? Is it ever going to change? Am I ever going to see a breakthrough? The answer is yes. Because you keep abiding in Him, just like Job, just like Joseph, you're going to come in to promotion, to restoration, to vindication, where God not only lifts you up, but God's going to keep you up. When I took over from my parents 12 years ago, at first it was very difficult. I had never ministered before, and it was a struggle to prepare a message and to learn how to get up and speak in front of people. Then the church began to grow, and we needed a larger facility. We set out on our 3-year journey to try to acquire this place, the former Compact Center. It was up and down, a victory and a defeat. Just when we thought we had won the battle, a company filed another lawsuit to try to keep us from moving in. We had to start all over. And with the growth came more notoriety. More people were watching. That's both a blessing and a burden. It means there's more scrutiny, more criticism, more people examining every decision. For the first 10 years or so, I was just fighting the good fight, growing, stretching, doing my best to stay above water. It was a struggle. But about 2 years ago, I remember it like yesterday, I felt this weight lift off of me. It wasn't anything bad. It was just an underlying pressure of what's going to happen next. Is it going to work out? Are the funds going to come in? What are people saying? That all lifted off of me. It was like I stepped into a place where God said, all right, Joel, you've been faithful. You've passed the test.